you gonna edit it? Can you
Oh,
see
it's
that?
perfect.
Is it perfect?
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
They're so cute. Okay. Okay, you want me to start?
You're starting with the, what would you say it was?
Chocolate Pop?
Did you hear about Jacques Lecoq and Sadie?
Okay. I gotta figure what voice I want to use. I need to channel my inner llama. You're so cute. What's your name?
What's my llama's name?
Yeah, we have to give them names.
I'll be Joyce.
Joyce, I love that.
Okay, I'm Joyce.
I'm gonna be Penny.
Penny? Okay.
Good morning, Joyce. Did you hear about Chocolate Cock? Did you hear? Oh my God. What did I say?
Start again.
You had, what was I gonna say? You had what?
You say to me, did you hear about Jacques Lecoq?
Okay.
And then I'll take over.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Let's start again.
Good morning, Joyce. Did you hear about Chocolate Cock?
Oh my God. I heard that he snuck into the coop with Sadie. And Sadie hasn't laid an egg in 3 fucking years.
What? What?
So, I mean...
Is it the menopause?
Is
it the menopause?
It's the henopause.
It's the henopause.
It's the henopause. But
I saw whiskers. I did see whiskers the other day.
oh my goodness. I don't know what to think. I just don't know what to think. I can only think that perhaps he was just trying to get his beak wet.
He got his beak done deep and wet. He did. Well, because I saw Jersey Belle, the cow. I saw her, and she was telling me that just the other night there was a whole lot of mooing going on. You know what I mean? You know
Somebody was milking her.
She was getting milked.
I wonder who that was.
Well,
I heard it was Gus. I heard it was Gus.
See, I haven't heard from Gus for quite some time. He hasn't been around on the socials, you know. He hasn't been around on the socials, people.
You know, he's been having money problems because he's just not able to do his job.
Oh, well, that's because he's been, drinking too much of the goat's milk, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That'll happen.
That'll do it every time.
Yeah.
It'll do it every time.
It will.
I've told my kids 1,000 times, you leave out that goat's milk, it's bad for you.
It's the gateway
and if
drug.
your mother ever finds out, it's the gateway milk.
It's the gateway milk. I know. I was laying in bed the other night. I just nuzzled down in that hay, and I was thinking, do you know who else I haven't heard from?
Who?
Henrietta. She's just been a little AWOL lately. Haven't seen her posting up on the Chickagram. Haven't seen her posting anything lately. What's up with that?
I've been hearing that she's been having some marriage problems.
Oh, no. But every picture I see, it's all bliss and wonderful. All of a sudden, I have a Western accent. All the pictures that I see, they're all lovey-dovey, kissy face.
Oh, doesn't it make you want to gag? It makes me want to gag.
But it's not the perfect couple. How can they possibly be having marriage problems?
I don't know. They're putting it out. There's like Snow White and Prince Charming.
Oh no.
Snow White and Prince Charming all the time.
I'm so disheartened now. Come on.
She just keeps kicking her back legs up into the air and
just spreading them wings for anybody.
But I'm hearing different. I've heard some different from Bill the Bull. He's been filling me in.
Do you think I'm getting fat? I think I'm putting on a few extra little pounds.
Oh well. I did hear from someone that your eating habits haven't been very good lately.
Ooh, who's been clucking that shit? Who's been clucking it?
Your mother.
Oh.
Your mother says that your eating habits are awful lately. You gotta stay off the alfalfa.
Come on, little girl, little alfalfa, watching them Netflix down in the barn. There's nothing wrong with that little Netflix and chill. Come on.
Well, you can't watch an entire series of Netflix in one night, my dear. That's what I hear you're doing. You're sitting there and it's like you gotta get a life. Come on, you gotta get a life.
Enough with the drama llama.
Enough
with the drama llama.
I am not a drama llama.
No more drama llama.
Drama llamas.
Okay.
Out.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get up.
We're gonna join everybody with the drama llama. Great.
Listen, we gotta
Come on,
get off
do I
the
have to help
floor.
you? I have to help you off the floor.
I'm not. Well, I've been eating too much alfalfa.
I've been watching Netflix all night. True. I killed the whole series of Orange is the New Black in like, I don't know, 3 weeks.
Mine was Call the Midwife. I'm still waiting for new episodes. I'm a little bit pissed about that. Aren't they cute? Oh my God, they're cute. And, you know, really and truly, when we actually decided to do this,
I'm keeping her up here.
I really wanted to include our little drama llamas, and I wanted to include them because it works for Mr. Rogers. So I figured hell, it'll work for us too.
They
There.
are adorable.
Our ears are crooked because we got into an argument over alfalfa.
We did. Oh, okay.
She may have to do some editing.
I will. But that's what this. You gotta come. We're not centered.
Oh, we're not
Right.
centered with our llamas. We're not centered with our llamas.
Okay, so that's what this whole episode is gonna be about.
Creative drama.
Yeah, creative drama.
Creative drama. We need to talk about that.
Drama llamas that flood your world and how to handle them.
And they always look so cute with their big eyes.
Don't they? And they're so
and
caring and loving, and they just want the best for you.
they want the best for you, and then you run into them on the street, and we're not picking on anybody specific. I'm just
No,
saying.
everybody's world is filled with a drama llama at some point. It doesn't
And
matter
they'll
who you
come
are.
up and say, "Oh my."
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Do we have room?
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Somebody will come up, or pop into the inbox, or oh, I lost my drama. Llama fell over.
Come on, Penny, get your shit
It's
together.
too much alfalfa. Fell over. I'm high. And specifically with me this past year, I've been very, very unsocial.
We both have been.
We both have been.
Both
very
have been
unsocial.
about hiatus, yes.
And I swear to God, people are out there and they're like, "Where is she? What's going on? How come she's not there?" And I've heard from a few people that I'm close to. People that I'm close to have said to me like, "Is everything okay?" and this and that. And with them, I can be honest. I can be completely honest with people like that. As I was saying to Christine earlier, my husband decided to take a header past November, and it was a serious injury. And from what went up on social media, it was a black eye. For all intents and purposes, it looked like a black eye, but it turned into something significantly bigger than that. So we've had to go through the whole process of I am now the family driver for the most part.
Massive waterfall through your life of
Massive waterfall of things
Yeah.
that just kind of started to fall apart at that point. So then you're dealing with a spouse, and he won't be upset with me for this. I know he won't be upset with me, but
Dan can handle the drama.
Dan can handle my drama llama. So then, of course, I'm not wanting to kind of go forward and continue with a social life. He's not comfortable going out in public because his face looks a little bit different to what people are accustomed to. He gets frustrated because it may appear that he can see normally, but he truly cannot see normally. I don't know how many walls we've redirected him from. It's created frustration for him. It's caused depression for him. Everything about his world has kind of changed here. He can't even turn his head because when he turns his head to look at me, he sees 4 of me, which should be wonderful. Let's be truthful.
Quadruple the time. Hello.
It's amazing. I mean, me 4 times over in my pajamas on the couch watching Netflix with my llama. So that's created a lot of life-altering frustration. And I mean, it's not cancer, and it's not, thank God, and it's not something that's going to end his life by any means. But on a lot of levels, it did end a lot of things.
Yes, for sure.
It ended a lot of things. So he wasn't able to kind of get out and do what he typically could do. To watch this poor man try to put a screw in a door, it's hell for him. He gets so frustrated with it. Because when he's actually focusing, he's seeing 4 screws. He doesn't know where to put the screwdriver. Yep. Sex has been fun. Anyway, sorry. I threw that in there.
Which way?
How many of you are there?
Oh, there's like I love this. This is going to be a lot of fun.
This is going to be so much fun. I totally just said that, but hey, let's get real here.
That's what we do.
So yeah, we had to go through that entire process, all of his surgery, that kind of stuff. Recently, I've just been told there's nothing else that they can offer for him. So now this has become part of his life. And I mean, it does disassociate him. He gets a little bit short-tempered. He's much more short-tempered than he normally is. So that's been something we've been dealing with. I just usually scream at him and tell him to shut up. But just last week,
you've been married so long.
I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to tell him just to be quiet and just give it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, just last week, because he's not focused, and I swear to God there was a concussion in there, even if the doctors are saying that we're wrong, because I keep finding things in the weirdest places around the house.
Christine, where are my Tums? I know I bought Tums. I don't know where the Tums are.
Exactly. I can't find, they were Rolaids. I can't find my Rolaids. Where the hell are my Rolaids? I had to go to Shoppers to get Rolaids. And then I said to Dan, where's the Rolaids? And he said exactly where I left them. And I'm like, where was that? And he says, above the fridge where we keep all of our medications. I'm digging through there. I dragged him in the kitchen. I said, show me. Show me. Because maybe my menopause brain is just not, computing this. And well, I'm sure I put them here. I know I put them here. I found them 2 days later behind the bread in the food cupboard. So, just silly little things like that.
An entire life-changing experience.
It has.
Your world,
so
for sure.
I've been living with somebody who, it's like living with somebody with Alzheimer's who remembers me. It's the weirdest, messed up thing in the world. And then, of course, add to that. So I've got all the stress of that. I've got all the stress of trying to rearrange all the schedules and this kind of stuff.
Yep.
People are kind of understanding through that time period because they can see it's right there in your face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when things start to calm down, they don't see that it's right there in your face anymore. So people are like, well, how come you're not coming out? Why aren't you here? Yeah. How come you're not there?
And I went through a very similar thing.
Exactly.
Most people know that I lost my sister just over a year ago. So, but it's been over a year. So I will get, people are loving and caring and supportive, and I love all of that. But I have a huge life. I have children, and my husband's starting an amazing business, and I went back to school again, and so I haven't been as present.
No.
So a lot of assumptions are made, and things start to trickle in from other sources, from some Drama Llamas. That
recently
will assume that I'm not doing well, or I'm avoiding certain social situations, and that is a struggle. It's a struggle when you are overwhelmed in your own world because of certain things, and you're choosing to deal with them, and you're like everybody else in your daily life. You're just hammering through things, and you're getting things done, and then you start hearing things. And you'll get those sorry, people are chopping down trees in my backyard now.
I hope not.
But you'll get random messages from, somebody that you may not have heard from in a
2 years.
And they're just, how are you doing? And clearly...
They've heard something about how you're doing.
Clearly, it's not someone that you talk to on a regular basis, and they're just sincere and asking. They just have heard something,
and they want to know
through the Drama Llama line, and they just want to know. So it's extremely difficult when you are like everybody else in this world, and you're just trying to get through the grind, and then you start hearing things that you're like, what? No, I'm not in. No,
I'm not joining a monastery.
So the fact that then. Personally, I choose to not address it at all because I don't have time.
It's like whatever.
For me, I don't have time, and I won't use my energy because my energy is gets depleted very quickly from our jobs. Exactly. Our jobs require a lot of mental energy, and then everything that we're dealing with in our regular lives. Mm-hmm. So when we choose to not respond, then people go, "Oh,
something's wrong.
That must be true then."
Yes.
If they're not responding, it must be truthful.
Their behavior suggests that.
Right. And they're still remaining to hide. They feel like because we're not engaged socially,
It's the truth.
They're hiding from
because
the truth.
We're hiding from the truth.
Right.
Yes.
Which
that's a good point. I like that point. It's a very good point.
Yeah. We need to stop. We need to stop. This isn't high school.
Stand back.
This is not high.
Oh, stand back.
I feel the mascara in my hair.
Are you feeling mascara?
A little bit right there. Feel right there?
Oh. Are you sure that's mascara? Because it's kind of crunchy. We should
mascara.
get that going.
That's mascara.
Something about Mary. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Poor Harry. Something about Harry. Sorry, Chelsea.
Just dance or something. Okay.
So that is an avalanche of drama that is completely unnecessary
and annoying. But we all, I mean, we're all kind of guilty of it. Let's be honest.
Of course.
We're all guilty of it. So we're you know, we're not like the queens of we're perfect by any stretch.
No.
It is not uncommon for me, you know, with any of my good friends to message and go, I'm just feeling like you're a little off today. Is everything
You do that
okay?
to me all the time.
I do that to her
Your
all the
energy's
time.
weird.
Your energy's
Like,
weird.
I'm constipated. It's fine.
Yeah. And then I just take that for what it is. It's face value. Clearly, if somebody from 18 months ago messages Christine and says, are you doing okay? She's not going to say I'm constipated. I'm sitting on the toilet having a shit.
Right.
She's not going to do that.
Even though I take
right?
selfies on the toilet all the time.
Well, yes, we know. I've seen them.
Yeah. Even
I've
the
seen
vacuum,
them.
remember? That was,
Yeah.
that was my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I look at some of them and I'm like, okay, all right, but I know you for who you are.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, you know, it's been over the past couple of weeks because we're now into October, so people are really now asking like, what's going on? Where are you? And you know, we're here.
But basically, what we really wanted to address was the actual
creative drama
that goes
You're creating
on.
your own stories, which this happened to me when I was 14. I think I was 14 or 15. And I've always been a very introverted type of a personality. I'm very, 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 I was miserable. They called me miserable because I would never talk to people. And I would sit in my room and I'd be in my room for days. Thank God they didn't have Netflix back then. That's all I can say. I'd sit in my room for days with my stupid little portable record player and play Leaf Garrett, for God's sake, over and over and over. I know. Don't you can
No,
Google
I'm not
that.
even.
Don't.
I'm
I know you're
totally
serious. Okay, it's a little bit before your time. Honestly.
Okay.
Rex Smith. Do you remember Rex Smith? No, you don't remember him either. Anyhow.
Duran?
Yeah, no. It's a little bit further. A little bit further. Anyway, so there was a suggestion that popped up, and it was because of someone's creative drama. And I won't mention any names about where the creative drama came from, but there was a suggestion that popped up that I was so introverted and so pulled back because I was doing drugs.
Oh, because you're always hiding out.
Because I was always hiding out. And I remember as a kid thinking, there's other things going on in my world and going on in my life right now that makes me feel that I need to just retreat. This is how I cope with things. And everybody and their dog or llama now believes that I'm doing drugs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't even like pot. I didn't even like pot, for God's sake. I mean, I will admit I went to the whole Benny stage, but that was to lose weight, and I was 18.
That's great that you're just bearing all your secrets.
But that's a little different, right? We already went through that. We went through the diet thing.
We did.
Right? That was to lose weight. But I remember at that point thinking, that is so unfair.
Yeah.
We've had this scenario created about my truth that's not the truth. And I remember feeling so hurt and so disrespected because it didn't matter what I said. And I would try to fight back on it. At that point, I would try to fight back. And no matter what I said, nobody was believing me because another version of the truth had already been spun.
Right.
And fast forward now to I'm 54. And when another version of truth starts to get spun, that's when now I get pissed off. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I get pissed off, but I'm just going to step back from it. I'm going to step back from it because I have to understand that, you know, we've kind of shifted away from our norm. We're getting older too. I mean, I'm definitely getting older. I'm sorry. At 10 o'clock at night, I'm done. I'm out cold. I'm tired. I'm over this.
Yeah. So Tanya and I are a little bit different in this, and so sometimes if she's hearing a different version of herself, you know, she'll get upset by it.
Or I'll ruminate and think, oh my God,
is
that me? Did I do that?
Yeah, where I never give a shit anymore. And that's just come from years of having it happen. And again, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. There are this many people in my life that I care what their perception of me is.
Exactly.
But I'm the most important one. At the end of the day, as long as I know what my intentions are, that's it. And that is not at all from a point of perfection. It's because I know how much I've screwed up in my life, and every day is a new day. Exactly. I made mistakes this morning.
I've made thousands.
So it's literally just because, but I don't need to get enveloped by everybody's diagnosis and everybody's version of what my mistake was and how I need to correct it. I just have to deal with that myself.
Exactly.
Because like Tanya, from a very young age, I was told, you know, what the issue was and how it should be fixed.
What your story was.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, but our whole reason for the llamas today was that
Mr. Rogers.
at this point in your life,
We should be over this, don't you think?
If you are this person,
Stop it.
you gotta, there's so much more going on in the world that you can be enjoying than sitting back going, oh, I wonder what Jacques Lecoq is up to, and I wonder what Penny is up to, and then beginning to send those stories off into the world because...
Where they become truth. I went through so many years of my life sitting there thinking, am I just out of my mind? Is this the truth? And I don't remember this as the truth.
And that's what I want you guys to remember is there are people that are susceptible to this, that then hear these things about themselves.
And they start to believe it.
And they will hold on to that. And it's traumatic for those people. Don't do that to people. People are working on themselves all the time. Yep. So they don't need to see something and be like, that's really hurtful. That, you know, I'm really trying to work on that. But now people think this about me. Mm-hmm. Crap, that sucks. Mm-hmm. That sucks and that's hurtful. We just need to stop that. We need to stop that. You know?
I keep saying to people, unless you're standing in the room with that person at the time that they're going through something, unless you are standing there listening to their voice, because, I mean, I may be psychic, but I am not a mind reader. I have no idea what's going on in your head at any given moment. Unless you are right there, unless you are fully embedded. She's going to sneeze.
No, I'm not. Okay, sorry.
And aware. Stop. Just stop. It's insane. So we were talking about bullying on the other video, and it's actually a form of bullying. This is really a form of bullying.
And I will even go so far as to say that even if I'm in the room with the person, and even if they've confided in me, I know stuff about Tania that only I know. Mm-hmm. But
same, ditto.
But it's exactly. But it's not mine to. It's not mine to give to anybody else.
No, absolutely
not. It's not mine to give to anybody else.
Absolutely,
and that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's completely okay. I do have dibs on writing her memoir. I have dibs on writing it. It's going to be a bestseller. So
miniseries.
Looking forward to that.
Miniseries worthy. Let me assure you.
It could be a trilogy.
I think it could definitely be a trilogy or a 5-a-G or a 10-a-G.
Who's going to play you? If I could get that into him, who would you want me to help play you?
Who should play me?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
Why the face? We're not
she
a fan?
Could. Oh no, I like Gwyneth Paltrow,
right?
but I think maybe by the time I'm hoping by the time that I die that she's not long far behind me.
How old is she? She's in
her 40s. So we need somebody a little younger, maybe.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift could probably. I like Taylor Swift.
It's about me now. Who's going to play me?
Oh, who's going to play you? Mm-hmm. Who is tiny and really, really, really cute? There's another singer. What's her name? She's a little brunette. She's adorable. What's her name?
We could do Selena Gomez.
That's her. That's it. Yes, Selena Gomez.
We got her.
There we go. We'll go with that. So we have chosen Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. It could be a musical, even though we're not musical.
I don't want it to be a musical. That's not us. It should be like, la. No.
Listen, Elton John made it a musical. That was confusing.
But he is a musician.
It was a great movie, but that really confused me. Breaking into song in the middle of AA.
Stars.
I was just like, ooh, okay. But I guess that is the way.
It's going to be a comedy. It has to be.
Ours will be a comedy. I have a face twitch happening here, which brings me to.
I'll incorporate that.
We're going to incorporate that into the story.
Yeah.
The face twitch persists. Mm-hmm. The face twitch that started.
Hold the llama right here.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Hold my drama llama right there.
Look, it's adorable.
The face twitch that started about 2 weeks after my husband tried to kill himself.
He didn't try. Stop saying that.
Okay.
He had an accident in the shower.
He had an incident in the shower.
Purposeful.
And this twitch started just a couple of weeks after that, and I made the assumption at that point that the twitch had something to do with the fact that I was now doing all the driving, and believe it or not, I'm a very aggressive driver.
I won't drive in the car with her.
I'm very aggressive.
I always I do the driving.
Yeah, so I have no patience. I have no patience for people who can't drive. I'm sorry,
You
but
don't have a lot of patience, like in general.
I don't have a lot of patience in general.
Okay, I'm glad we agree.
Which is why we decided to do Drama Llama. Anyway, and so I just assumed that's where that had come from, but not realizing it was a stress response. I was going through a stressful point at that point because I needed to be present, needed to be there, and I'm just not good at that.
And then stop being loud, and then came the shingles.
And then, was it May or June that they hit me?
May, I think.
Was it May?
No,
I had just come off
it
of
was
a...
June.
It was June. I was just coming off of a tour somewhere. I was just getting off of an airplane. And, you know, all of the stress of the prior months prior to that, you know, suddenly erupted all over my neck and my face and my head and my ears. It was horrible. And then I had people saying to me, you just gotta slow down. And I'm looking at them going, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I appreciate your sentiments. I do. I truly do.
Yes.
And I appreciate the amount of love I got. It was amazing.
We always love the support that we get from people.
Yeah, it was incredible. It really was incredible. But I thought to myself, if I hear one more person say to me, you're overwhelming yourself, I'm going to scream. Because it's not really a case of overwhelming myself. It's a case of how people are interpreting what's going on with me that was frustrating me more than anything else. It was really getting on my nerves.
It's the assumptions, right?
It's the assumptions.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the people that were going, oh, honey, I'm so sorry here. You know, I had a couple of people send me body creams. I had some people send me sprays. Incredible. I love you all.
Yep.
Amazing. People that were like, is there anything I can do? And at that point, I was like, you just need to stay away from me right now. Seriously.
She was so happy.
I was just a miserable...
So happy.
I was a miserable cow. Not, not generalizing cows. Don't anybody take offense to that.
Or is it miserable
because somebody
llama?
will.
Or was it miserable llama?
But, so then of course we get into like July and I've got to push off like, oh my God, 3 months of events, and my email went completely bonkers and everything went crazy. So the stress just kept building. And then I started to heal up a little bit, but the actual shingles virus doesn't leave your system. It stays there for at least a year. Yeah. So there I was going, oh, I'm back to life. Yay, I can do this. And I think I went out one night and I was like, no, I can't do this. And went right home, went to bed.
Tania learned a valuable lesson. Tania learned that she has to always
She has to relax.
Put herself first.
She has to relax.
Regardless of what people assume.
Exactly. So, you know, and then... we've both been, you've been going through a grieving process, but you're on your way through that and coming out the other side. But then, of course, you started to go through the process with your little guy, right? Other things with your daughter, getting your other one back to school. It's a process. Everything's
Starting
happening.
a new business, going back to school. It's been nonstop.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
And then I've had one of my children, and I'm not going to mention any names because he'll be mad at me. However, one of my children going through a process, as a medical process is taking place with him right now that's alarming. Yeah. And, you know, so me as a mom, I'm like, oh my God, and I can't seem to get that out of my head.
Yes.
I'm more concerned than he seems to be because I have a medical background. So I'm hearing this stuff going, hang on a second here. So it's just been one thing perpetrating the next thing, perpetrating the next thing, perpetrating the next thing.
Yep.
And then I think it was about 10 days ago, I get this message in my inbox. How's it going? How are you feeling? What's going on? So I just need to tell you what I heard. I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah. And I guess those are the pivotal moments for us.
And that's when I messaged this one and went.
Those are the pivotal moments for us when
Drama Llama come out.
When people will come forward and say, this is what I've just heard.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Again, if it's someone that you talk to on a regular basis, even if I were to hear something ridiculous, I wouldn't even take it to her because A, I know her, and B, it's just a waste of time and energy.
Exactly.
But if you hear something about another person and you're a grown-ass adult, shut the hell up. I'm sorry. Shut the hell up.
Nice cough. That's awesome.
Nobody needs to pass that stuff on. Let it stop with you. Because it is. It's toxic. It's bullying. It's negative. Let it stop with you. Yeah. People will always do it, but you can stop it. When it comes to you, leave it with you. I hear it all the time. People bring it to me, but it ends with me.
Exactly.
It took me a long time. Trust me, I was right there with those people. But you know what is really, really a good feeling is that from now on, when the drama unfolds in people's circles, I know it's never going to be in my court because I never stirred the pot. I never participated. Whatever comes to me stays with me, and it never leaves me. So if people bring it to you, you don't have to be like, "Oh, I'm not participating. I'm higher. I'm better than." Just
say, mm-hmm.
Or you can say, "I don't want to talk about it," or "I don't want to discuss it," or let them talk and let them go and leave it. You don't have to share it. You don't have to spread it. You don't have to just shut the hell up.
Yeah, and
that's my take.
It's not like it was anything over the top or anything completely ridiculous or anything crazy. It was just this little, and I was like, "Come on, people!"
It just gets
please.
A lot. It just gets a lot. We all deal with a lot of stuff every day. We're parents and we're wives and we're husbands and we. It's a lot. So it can be just something little can just send you over the edge. When someone says, "Well, I heard you're not dealing with your sister's grief very well." I'm like, what? I felt like I was doing pretty good.
Are you kidding me? Exactly.
I'm just actually studying for an exam and I'm really tired and I'm, it's just silly. Just.
I heard you were depressed. That's when I got. I heard you were depressed. No, I'm not depressed.
Yesterday was a pretty crap day, but today I'm feeling pretty good.
We all go through moments, right? Mm-hmm. We all go through moments. We really do. But I heard that I was depressed.
Yeah.
And
even if you were,
it's nobody's business.
Nobody's business.
It's mine. Yeah, I mean, Christine knows me. She knows me very, very well. So another one of the aspects of why I have, chosen to be less social is because I do have panic disorder, and that's not something I talk about very much.
Yep.
And I don't talk about it because I feel that talking about it creates it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
And I have had a few episodes over the past few months with everything that's been going on, where I've had a few panic responses. I'm like, oh, come on, no.
Why now?
No. And the last thing that you want to do, and it's not depression. Let's get that clear.
Yep, two very different things.
It's very different.
Yep.
The last thing that I want to do is put myself in a position in a social setting or a movie theater. Movie theaters are awful.
Yeah.
That type of situation where I feel like I'm going to have to get up and run, and then of course we're going to have what's going on? What's wrong with her?
Yep.
Which is great because, a lot of the people that will reach out to me are people that, I've known for a long, long time. And I know that their intentions are very, they're honest, they're genuine. But I also know that they're hearing stuff, which, and I can see it. If somebody walks up to you in a store, how are you? Do you see this face? How are you?
Are you doing okay?
Are you okay?
And
Are
that,
you sure?
And that more than
honestly,
anything,
I want to punch you when you do that.
But more than anything, that makes you want to retreat and not go out even more because it's just like I'm fine. You don't want to engage.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's like, what is that?
Like somebody has told you that I'm
doing?
At home because I'm deep in the throes of depression and I'm upset with her, or I'm upset with this person.
I'll be honest. I would much rather, if you've heard some shit, bring your Drama Llama ass up to me and be like,
bring it to me.
I heard you were with Jacques Lecoq in the barn with Susan Sunshine. Bring that to me.
Oh, me and Jacques Lecoq, we had a good...
I just had this conversation.
I rode his beak.
Right? I just had this conversation with my hockey wife the other day because the first year that I ever met her, my ex-husband and my current husband were both coaching on the bench. Yeah. And nobody could figure out, is he an uncle? Is he a brother? Like, what's this dynamic?
Oh, I
she
can
was
imagine
the only one that came up to me right off the hop and said, so, what is this going on here? Like,
I'm glad. Like, what's happening here?
Mormons, what is this?
Yeah.
And I said to her at that moment, because you're the only person that had the balls to come up and actually ask me, I knew we would be friends. So don't tiptoe and pretend like, just come. If you heard some crap and don't pretend like you just
and don't do this as you walk away from me in a store. Oh, honey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad I ran into you, and because everything that I just said to you, and I'm glad that I'm getting a hug, and but just
Now
say
I feel
to me,
like
you know what?
it's now on its way over here.
Exactly. What happens here is that when you do something like that, especially to somebody like me or to Christine,
Yeah.
because we're very blunt. I'd rather you say, you know what, if you're going through some shit, want to go for a beer with me?
Absolutely.
Give me a call.
Yeah.
That's where I prefer.
We'll get some onion rings.
Don't be,
Mm-hmm.
well, I know you said that you're doing better, but the person that told me something over here is the one that I believe.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's insane. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I'm going back out drinking soon. I don't know about you.
Right.
Are you going to join me?
Forever.
It has been a long time.
I know you've all missed us.
You've all missed us. I know you have. And we're not picking on people. We're not. We're just saying do not perpetrate things that somebody else is telling you are truth. Because
can we just get back to the basics?
Anybody else's.
Get back to the basics. Remember the telephone game?
The telephone game? Oh, yes. The
teacher's going to tell you something and you got to pass it around the circle.
And by the time it got back,
what this is.
Whole different story.
Can we stop doing this?
It's crazy.
We're too old for this shit.
Yeah, I'm too old for this crap. I am. I looked in, I look in the mirror and go, oh, Lord, I don't have the energy for this anymore. I think Jock Lecoq and Sadie had more fun than we've had in the past 8 months.
Well, not me, but you.
Well, me. 4 of me. Sorry. I tell you, our honesty is astounding sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's absolutely astounding. What was I going to say? I was going to say something pretty profound, but it's gone and I can't think of it. It'll come back. Give me a minute.
This looks like a heart.
And, oh my God, look. Oh, that's not a heart. What the hell am I making?
I don't. An ovary?
I'm making an ovary. I am making an
All right,
ovary.
We love you all. We love
we
you
really
all.
do. We really do love you
that's
all.
Why we're in your ear about it. We want everybody to just,
And, if I hear about you that, God, you moved out on your spouse, even though I know the truth, and you went away on a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, thanks for sharing that with me.
And it's not going
And
anywhere.
I'm going to leave it right where it is. Like I always say, we're very honest. And this one over here, she makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. We're very honest with each other. So it's no secret. So she posted up the other day that picture of you and Harry standing on the boat with the big kissy face. And I love you, Harry. And I can't remember what you said. And I looked at that and went,
she does. But I know she does. That's
I totally did that.
Yeah.
But I've had other people, and they'll say something about, oh my God, did you see that picture of Harry? And Paula's a really good example of that, actually. Paula will say that because Paula's adorable, and she's just like you. Mm-hmm. Little Miss Disney's. And Paula will say, it was so cute, and I'll look at her and go, bleh, bleh.
But
that was not cute. But so Paula can,
But Paula would never run to me and be like.
But I don't think she ever has.
I like how we're using poor Paula as an excuse.
Well, we're not picking on you, Paula. We love Paula, and we have not seen you in so long, and we need to see you again because you make us laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, can we kind of get back with the program here and stop the whole
telephone game?
That's
No more telephone game. Okay.
Stay out of the friggin' hen house unless you're gonna get your beak wet. Then, well, it's okay then, right?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Bye.